I'll be sharing today about life after suicide. On the previous ones, I brought in the horrible nightmare, and then I did another one on does it ever stop hurting? Those are worth looking at, and I hope you'll check them out. And I hope you'll check this one out. This is an important one. We have to go on living. I know for a long time I didn't care if I lived or died, and that's the truth. I was so hurt. I was so broken. I couldn't get over it for probably two long years before I even began to surface. I had already sunk 3 times, I think. On the second year, it got so bad. My wife finally told me, said, "Look, if you don't get better and come back home as my David, then I want you to just pack your bags and leave." It was bad. It was bad. We don't ever get over hurting. We do learn to deal with it. But there are some things that have come along in my life that have been a tremendous help to me. And I want to share some of that because I've been so fortunate in having folks to love me. You know, out there are such things as adopted moms and adopted dads. They're absolutely no kin. They're just men and women that kind of take you under their arms and love you. It is certainly probably more rare to have an adopted dad than an adopted mom. I had one of the first little lady that had kind of taken me under her wing was Fanny Monroe. She was kind of a second mama to me, and she didn't last long. She was already bedridden, and one of the last things she said to me, she said, "You know, David, when the time comes, will you take care of me?" In other words, she was asking would I do the funeral, and of course I did, and was glad to do. She was the first person I think that ever asked me to sing. I wasn't much of a singer, didn't do much singing. I've done some singing since then, but my wife's the one that's got the beautiful voice. At any rate, she passed away, and God brought another little lady into our life. I would go out and visit and knock on doors, and it took me about a year to, through Christ, to reach her with the gospel, and her name was Ollie Barbie. We called her our Barbie doll. And bless her heart, when she truly got saved and right with God, she made a tremendous difference in lives of other people. Well, I was one of those people. I was battling depression, discouragement, defeated, burnout. All those things were going on in my life. And bless her heart, you know, the church was in trouble. We'd gone through splits, and she would follow me out to the car and begging me and pleading me, "Don't leave us, don't leave us, don't leave us." And thank God that we didn't. When we pastored the church for 36 and a half years. But Ollie Barbie became my Barbie doll, and bless her heart, down the road, she too was taken from me. But when Mom took her life, there was another family in the church, and our pianist had gone out to visit with these folks. They were the manager of McDonald's. His name was Charlie Chenoweth, and her name was Gladys Chenoweth. And when they truly got right with God, they became Mom and Dad. I lost my dad 2 years after Mom died, so here I was homeless. Felt like an orphan. Felt like an orphan time Mom died because Daddy it changed him completely. So didn't have much of a relationship. But anyway, God sent me along a second mama. And what's so unique about that, she knew how bad I was hurting, and he did too. And he did a lot of things for us, and he was a builder. He built a porch on the back of my house. But most of all, they did something that everybody can do. They can just love you. They can sense the deep hurt you're going through. And you go out there and you find folks will just love you, just care about me. You know, and this family, they became a part of my life. My wife's family as well. Her daddy would pass away, and her mama stayed around for a good while. As a matter of fact, lived with us, but tremendous. She was the third one. Her name was Letha Calder. She was another one of those adopted moms, and she again was as much like Mom as my mom was. But Gladys Chenoweth was unusual. She was blind. Her whole family had retinitis pigmentosus, is tunnel vision, and so she had a tough time in life. And she'd tell me if I'd go up and try to park in the handicap park for her, she said, "Don't you park in the handicap park. I'm not handicapped." But she knew something. As a matter of fact, she would eventually lose her sight, but she had a heart for this preacher. She cared about me. She loved me. And we would go to her house. Oftentimes I'd go by maybe after visitation or something like that. It'd be 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And I'd walk in the door, and she or Charlie, both of them are great cooks. They would jump up and fix me a hamburger. I said, I don't want a hamburger. I don't want anything. I am fine. That didn't make any difference what I wanted. It was what I was going to get, and I got a hamburger. By the way, they on Popeye, you remember, I can't remember the guy's name that loved hamburgers, but I love hamburgers. I'm a hamburger nut. Well, this family, this man and wife, became truly adopted moms and adopted dads, and they sensed the battle I was going through. They cared about the battle I was going through. They loved me in spite of me. They reached out to me when others didn't reach out to me. They were there in the troubles we had in the church, in the losses that we had, and the burdens we experienced, the church splits. They were there behind us, not 100%, 150%. This is the one thing, there is life after suicide. Now I'm doing 100% better today. I share suicide. I do it in my messages. I do it when I go out and visit with folks, and there are times, I remember so well one night, in the middle of the night, probably 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe later, I got a call from a family. The dad come to my church, and I was called to go tell him that his son had taken his life. Now, you talking about something difficult to do. That was difficult for me to do. And for the rest of his life, I was there to support him. Maybe I could have done a better job. The more that I learn about living and loving other people, and by the way, one of the greatest words in the English language is others. If we'll capitalize on others, we'll find ourselves coming out of the deepest ditches of despair, in the places where we're angry and upset and blaming everybody, where we're hurting our families and our loved ones because we're so bitter and so broken. I'm telling you, there is help, and God has been my help. He has reached out to me when I couldn't reach out to him. He was there when I was so broken, a broken vessel, broken by the loss of a mother and the pain that it caused and the hurt that we experienced. He was there. God was there for me, and God will be there for you. There is life after suicide. You have to decide, I'm coming out of this ditch of despair. I am going to get up. I'm going to do something about my life. I am going to make my life count. I'm going to reach out to other folks who are hurting. It may not be suicide. It may be depression. It may be other heartaches. It may be health issues, loss of life, right on down the line. So I'm telling you, there are ways, and there are people who will help you to climb out of that deep ditch of despair, that place of brokenheartedness, that place of great sorrow, that place of suffering. I am telling you, there are folks out there who will help you. They'll love you in spite of you. They will understand when you think they can't understand. And God has sent those kind of folks in my life over and over and over again. I've had so many folks who have touched me and cared about me and loved me and held me and cried over me and wept for me and prayed for me. And there are folks out there who will help you just as well. Please, the greatest of all help is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Jesus said when he left, I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. And he came to his disciples after he rose from the grave. He also said, it's expedient that I go that the Comforter may come. The Comforter is one called alongside to help, the Holy Spirit. And he has been there for us. He's been there in these videos. He is touching hearts and lives, and that's our dream. We're doing the videos to help folks that are hurting, that are crying, that are begging for somebody to care. Well, listen, my friend, I don't know you personally, but I can tell you this much. I love people, and I love doing what I'm doing, and I'm trying desperately to help other folks. So please, remember, there's adopted moms and adopted dads and adopted brothers and adopted sisters out there for you who are willing to help you, who want to help you. So please, please reach up to God and reach out to others, and it'll change your life forever. Thank you for watching. If it's a blessing to you, would you please share it with others? We would be so very, very thankful.